Today we're with Susie Foottit, Director and Wealth Manager at Helm Godfrey, and we're here to discuss her experiences as an advisor working in a COVID world. I can confirm that full social distancing has been undertaken during this interview. Susie, you had the unenviable experience of contracting the dreaded virus yourself. How was it and how are you feeling now?
I'm fortunately feeling fine now. I would say I'm 90% recovered. The only thing is I am still a little bit tired, but nothing too dreadful. But no, it was a very unpleasant experience actually. It hit me quite suddenly, really early on in the outbreak, probably at the beginning of March I think it was. So I think I caught it from my husband who picked it up at the football. That's what happens when you're a West Ham supporter. But he brought it home and I had it and put me to bed really for about 2 weeks. And I was feeling pretty lousy for the following 2 weeks with a temperature, fever, and generally just feeling really, really tired. But yeah, I'm absolutely fine now.
How are you finding clients are reacting to the pandemic and the financial ups and downs? Has it spooked anyone yet?
We have had a couple of clients who have been spooked by it, who've been worried about their portfolios falling. But generally, most people have been quite comfortable with the portfolios that we're running. They understand that you can't defy gravity, and when markets fall, there's not a lot you can do to protect your portfolio other than having it well diversified. But yeah, a couple of clients have had discussions about whether they wanted to take money out of their pensions or move stuff into cash, move investments into cash. But mostly people really appreciate so long as they're taking a long-term view on their investments. And quite honestly, they would be, because you wouldn't have money invested in the markets if they were going to be needing their cash after a year or so. So it's been fine, and most people are now appreciating the benefits of staying put and sticking to their strategy.
Have you found that clients are becoming more interested in protection?
Absolutely. What we found is that it's actually brought home the imagined situations that we often talk about. For example, it's made a lot of people realise that the stay-at-home partner is really valuable, because there have been such constrictions on income for a lot of people. People are furloughed and they might have childcare needs. So we are talking to lots of people now about putting protection in place for income protection, for life insurance, and also just for generally making sure that if something goes wrong, if the worst happens, that as well as dealing with grief, at least they have no financial issues about what they might do going forward, sadly.
How about working from home? How are you finding that?
Actually really good, other than the fact I'm going blind because I can't see on my tiny laptop. But besides that, I'm doing really well. I'm finding it most enjoyable. I've always worked, so I do feel a bit guilty. I did feel a little bit guilty when I first started about not having to get up and get ready and go to the office every day. But I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it. I feel that I'm much more relaxed, and I'm working, I think, more efficiently because I don't have the travelling time to and from the office. So no, I'm really enjoying it. My husband and I haven't got divorced yet, which is always a good sign, and it's going well. I think I'll not look forward to going back to the office on a full-time basis. I think I'm not the only one who's going to be rethinking how their working life is.
How does a typical day now look as opposed to pre-COVID-19?
Well, for a start, I don't have to worry about what shoes I'm putting on. They haven't got to be compatible with my walk to work, so that's great. So I'm more relaxed about how I need to look for the office. That is actually quite a big deal because it takes a lot of work. The older you get, it takes more work to get yourself organised and looking decent. So that's great. I'm enjoying just being able to work in my own time, and it's a little bit distracting sometimes when there's other stuff going on. You know, my husband's at home as well, and we all work in the same open plan area. So sometimes we have to sort of be aware of each other's voices and sort of tuning it down a bit. But it's going really well and I'm enjoying it. The difference is that I work, I think, quite effectively, and I think that's the findings of most people in the office, especially those that have a long commute. It's making a huge amount of difference.
What about your team? Are they finding it difficult?
Actually, I don't think so. I think they're probably enjoying not having to see me on a daily basis. No, it's, in all seriousness, the technology that we have in place, which is actually fantastic. We'd actually had a run through of what would happen in an emergency situation in January, I think it was, when we had a strategy meeting to discuss what would happen if we couldn't work from the office. And our technology was all put in place and tested before all this happened. So actually, you know, other than sort of gathering up all the paperwork that we might need and bringing it home, it's been pretty straightforward. It does mean that we have to obviously stay in touch and communicate probably better, but I think that's a good thing. Whereas before you might just have a conversation with someone across the room to discuss what they were doing. Now you actually are having meetings. The negative of that is that you can find yourself a lot of the time spending too much time doing meetings when normally, had you been in the office, just a quick conversation would have done. But I think it's going well. I certainly haven't had any bad feedback from any of the team. Mostly people are finding that they're enjoying the fact that they're not having to commute in. And of course, you know, it's a big cost saving as well.
Are you enjoying video conferencing, and is it working? What do you like about it, and what do you miss about face-to-face meetings?
Yeah, video conferencing is going really well. Part of our job is that we are obviously reviewing arrangements with our clients on a regular basis. Normally that's done face-to-face in the office, but obviously we can't do that at the moment. So we're using a lot of the new technology to put all of our client reviews online. And that's going quite well, I think, with most clients. I mean, obviously we haven't spoken to all of our clients yet, and some will prefer to have the face-to-face meetings. But generally speaking, it's been a positive experience, and I think something that we'll probably do more of. For a start, it means that people who've got a long way to travel up to the city to see us don't have to if they don't want to. So that, I think, on a purely business level, it's working quite well, and generally the meetings are a little bit shorter than when you're seeing somebody in the office. The only thing that I think we all miss about it is the personal contact. At the moment it's business, and we're not having the social rapport that we were having, talking about their families and all the rest of it when you have a face-to-face meeting with the clients. But all in all, it has been an incredibly smooth transition. Look, we're still learning, and there will be things that we can improve and things that we will do differently as time goes by. But certainly at the moment, it's been a pretty good experience. We found that our clients are open-minded to working the way that we're having to work at the moment. And the great thing about our firm, Helm, is that we're flexible. You know, we listen to our clients. If our clients aren't liking something, then we'll look at it and change it. So enjoying it very much, and it's working quite well. Obviously, it's a sad situation, and you know, there are stories that we are hearing about some of our clients who've been unwell, but once there's hopefully a vaccine, then we'll get back to normal. But whenever that is, I don't know. And in the meantime, we'll carry on doing what we're doing.